And I guess before we move on to the next game, we could quickly bring up the Montreal Canadiens.
As we always love to.
And it's funny because the GFP podcast almost turned into a Montreal Canadiens podcast at one point last year during their playoff run.
At least our comment section did.
Oh, we had a ton of fun during that Habs playoff run.
Yeah, Bruno and I are going to have to go on the witness protection program.
Oh, my God. I cannot step foot in the province of Quebec. If I go anywhere near Montreal, there's definitely a hit list for me in Montreal.
Nice.
It's bad. But no, listen, the Habs, they don't look good at all. No. They have now started the season 0-3. They've scored 3 goals in 3 games. They've been outscored 10-3. They lost 5-1 to Buffalo, Lepore.
Mm-hmm.
Who loses 5-1 to Buffalo? That's just a disaster. So, yeah, the Habs, they got to figure things out. And I understand. There's no Carey Price. There's no Shea Weber. Mike Hoffman hasn't played yet. Same with Joel Edmondson. But, a lot of people were expecting big things from Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki this season. And Tyler Toffoli, who essentially had a career year last season from a goal scoring perspective. But it has been a rough start to the season for the Habs, Lepore.
Yeah. It's one of those things, it's just a big pile of shit for Montreal right now. I mean, losing in the Stanley Cup final was a huge, or even I'll reverse saying making it to the Stanley Cup final is a huge achievement for that organization. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to do it, but it creates a shorter offseason. You kind of have that hangover of going all the way. And it was just there was drama. There was so much drama with Montreal going back to the draft and then Weber, Carey Price, the Kotkaniemi thing. You mentioned Edmondson and Hoffman not playing. They lose their first game. And now it's Caulfield hasn't, I don't even think he's put up a point yet. I think Suzuki's got 1 assist. I might be wrong about that, but they haven't looked that great. I've seen a lot of Habs fans kind of vent some concern on message boards about that. The Suzuki signing, I'm sure that pumped people up a bit, but there's just a lot of negativity right now. And people can say I'm getting ahead of myself, but Montreal better turn things around in a hurry. That division is going to be a competitive division with Toronto, Boston, Tampa, Florida. And Ottawa is not a sleeper, man. We saw in those 2 games against the Leafs, the Sens are here, they're coming to play, and they work hard every night, and they're going to be in your face. So Montreal better turn things around quickly. Because I will say about that team and that style of team, and then you throw in no Price, the Weber situation, certain teams can get off to a slow start and you're not really worried because there's a certain type of talent they have that you can say, you know what, at some point they're going to have a 7-game win streak or win 9 out of 10 at home. I don't see that for Montreal. I might be wrong, but I don't see Montreal as a team that if they start, say, 500 through 20 games, they'll be at some point they'll have a month where they're the best team in the league. I don't see that. And again, that part of that opinion includes Carey Price and Weber not being in the lineup. I think we learned last year, if you had any doubts with Carey Price, throw them in the trash because he's just too good when he wants to be and he dials it in. So you could say, at some point Price will have an unbelievable month and play out of his mind. Things will turn things around. But without Price, he could still come back. But a lot of question marks in Montreal, man. I wouldn't be walking with a swagger if I was a Habs fan today. That's for sure.
And with Carey Price and Shea Weber, it isn't even their talent level. We know how good both of those players are. It's just their presence.
100%. Yeah.
In the locker room, just around the team. Those are 2 legends essentially, right? Those are 2 guys that
Hall of Famers
are Hall of Famers, right? And to not have those guys around, it's rough. So, and you said it, Lepore, I'm going through the numbers here. Cole Caulfield, 0 points in 3 games. He's a -1. Nick Suzuki, also 0 points in 3 games. He's a -2.
Yeah.
Brendan Gallagher, 0 points in 3 games. Tyler Toffoli, 0 points in 3 games. Jeff Petrie, who has emerged as one of the better offensive defensemen in the league over the last few seasons, he also has gone pointless in his first 3 games. So they got to get the offense going here. And like you said, this Atlantic division this season, it's going to be tough. Florida looks really good. Boston, I mean, still a very good team despite losing David Pasternak, who went back to the Czech Republic. And then, of course, the two-time defending champion.
Krejci. It was Krejci.
Oh yeah, sorry. Did I just say? I just
said Pasternak. I'm like, did I miss something? Pasternak left the Bruins.
It was definitely David Krejci who went back to play.
Wishful thinking there from Anthony Bruno. Yeah, David Pasternak just left the Boston Bruins.
I'm trying to speak a 50-goal scorer leaving the Boston Bruins into existence, just casually going back to the Czech Republic. Yeah, it was definitely David Krejci who went back. But yeah, I mean, the Bruins are still a good team. And then, like you said, Lepore, with these Ottawa Senators, like they're going to battle all season long. Again, I don't think the Senators are a playoff team, but that's a team that is going to battle each and every night and put up a fight. And then the Buffalo Sabres, who are somehow 2-0 after the first two games. I'm not going to get carried away. Again, I don't think they're even close to being a playoff team. But yeah, when you go through this division, and you said it, man, like if you get off to a slow start here and you don't have a ton of offensive weapons like the Montreal Canadiens do not have, it might be tough if you're 10 games in and you only have 3 or 4 wins. So they got to turn this thing around in a hurry.
Yeah. One thing someone pointed out was just their power play. I mean, for the last couple of years, it's been, and it was dangerous, get it to Weber and he blasts one. And get in the way, but don't let it hit you. And it's either going to go in or something's going to happen. And you take that away, right? It's not easy, man, to adapt to that. And even too, like I love Petrie, but he's not that guy. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see how Montreal handles the situation and if they're able to get out of this rut. Because like I said, there's a lot of negativity in La Belle Provence right now.
Oh yeah, and those fans, they won't hold anything back. If that team's not playing well, they're just as passionate as Leaf fans are, right?
Yeah.
So they are not going to hold back whatsoever, and the media is going to start going crazy as well. But again, we don't want to totally panic. Only 3 games into the season, but it has been a very rough 3 games for the Montreal Canadiens.